All right, we are live, and what a surprise for everybody this morning! I have a guest. Usually, I'm flying solo, so thank you so much, Gladys, for being here this morning.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing?
I love the wave. That's awesome.
Morning, morning. Wakey, wakey, wakey.
Exactly. We already have one viewer, which is pretty awesome, and they kind of pop in at about 8:05 or 8:10. So we'll kind of chat for a minute or two.
Okay.
Um, do you remember how we met? What was the first time we met?
It was at Speak Mastermind, the first one, working with Suzanne, and we were in
Mhm.
the same group, learning together, scared to death, growing together. We've been growing together ever since then. That's been about 3 years, Vickie.
It has been. It's been
Yeah,
crazy.
it's been a really good ride. And I've loved watching your growth.
Oh, thank you.
To the audience, they put us up on stage where we have to do these 1 minute, 2 minute, speeches. And I remember just shaking like a leaf and doing that. And just the growth I've seen in myself. And I remember you being up there on stage having the same experiences and things.
Well, we have mentors that are really amazing, and that's what they are. They push us towards growth, and sometimes, as we're going to talk about today, it's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable to grow sometimes, and that's for our good, right? It's always for our good at the end. Hi, Candy. Good morning. Glad to have you here. And
I,
so, I am so excited that you're here with me. This is Gladys. We, like she said, we've been known each other. We've been stalking each other for 3 years.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
we keep showing up in the same
Growing,
places,
growing together.
growing together, absolutely growing together. And you are where? So I want people to know how early it is for you.
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, so I'm on Eastern time as
You're
well.
on Eastern. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So
Mhm.
yeah, and it's still early for me. So at 8 o'clock, people are like, "Why are you doing it at 8?" Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Um, we have about 3 or 4 viewers now, and I do it at 8 because people can listen to this on the way to work if they're driving to work or just before they go into work, and give them a little bit of a shot in the arm, a little bit of reality, or something inspiring so they can move forward in their day.
They say the early bird catches the worm. So kudos to everybody that is on this Facebook Live right now. Yes,
Exactly,
that's how
exactly.
you show up. And this tells me this is how you show up in life, right?
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. So, what is it you'd like to share with us this morning?
Well, thank you so much, Vicki, for having me again. And I think that the topic of how to use change and not be destroyed by change is such um, a topic that is needed in these times, right? Everybody is overwhelmed by what is going on with the coronavirus and what has happened and that impact on our economy, the impact on people's health. Uh, you know, it's just been, and my words, it's just like this, how I can't even speak the words of the magnitude of what has been going on. It's something that's just overwhelming. And it's important that everybody understands that this is an event. The coronavirus is an event. It's a major event, right? That is
Mm-hmm.
impacting people's lives, and it's a negative impact on people's lives. But in some cases, people are growing. Their businesses are growing. But when this happened, everybody was shocked, surprised. Oh my God, I can't believe being in denial about this event and what happened in their life. Oh, I'm being furloughed. Some people were furloughed and getting paid, and I was just hearing from a company I used to work for that they are now laying off people. There were other businesses who have to shut their doors, and they didn't have the finances to be able to make it past a month, a week, sometimes a day, right? 3 months. Um, so you have people who um, not furloughed, but just actually couldn't go to work, and they're
Right.
not getting paid. And some couldn't go to work because they were it was a health risk to go to work, right? And then they didn't want to come back and infect their family. So it's been a lot of overwhelm. But we know that change is constant. We
Right.
should know that, right? Change is. And that's the key message that I want everyone to know that change is. It is constant. The coronavirus event is new, but there have been other events. There's been SARS, there's been Ebola, there's been other epidemics and outbreaks that's happened in the past. I mean, from the early 1700s to today. So we know that outbreaks, epidemics, pandemics will come. They predicted that this was going to happen, right?
Right.
But yet we're so shocked when it does,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right? We know that our businesses, we could lose clients, that something could happen within the economy that can shut our businesses down. Look at 2008,
Mm-hmm.
the Great Depression in 1930. So, but we're shocked when it impacts us. But we shouldn't be shocked.
Isn't it's true?
Business is at risk on
Mm-hmm.
a daily basis, that we're not going to be able to continue in the way that we've always continued in the norm. With people who are in careers, you see people around you within your company who's been laid off, who's been fired, who's quit. But when it comes to be your turn, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that they did that to me after all that I've done for this company. They did this, and some people struggle even being able to move on to that next thing. 5 years later, I know people 5 years later who wasn't able to, I can't find a job, my age, my this, my that. I'm not able to, to get that. And so I want people to really be clear that change is constant. Times change, problems change, technology changes, but and people change. But change is what? The constant within all of that, right? And it's our responsibility as leaders,
Right.
and every person is a leader.
I
It's not
agree.
a position, it's not about a title. It is about who do you need to influence in your world to achieve the outcomes that you want. And so when it comes to obstacles as a leader, it's your responsibility to turn that obstacle into an innovation. To be
Ooh, say that again. Say that again. Turn that obstacle into.
turn that obstacle into innovations.
Ooh, I love
So
that.
even though us as a business owner today, even though we have this obstacle of we speak and we can't go out and speak in in meeting rooms and big conferences and stuff like that anymore. Everything is virtual. Well, that's an obstacle for us. So here you are turning an obstacle into an innovation by doing this Facebook Live using another application to still be able to get your message out, to still be able to bring value to people. So you did that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
So it's
absolutely.
about, yeah, understanding that your responsibility as a leader is to have your vision, but you have to turn that vision into reality.
Mm-hmm.
So if your vision is that you want to, as a business owner, um, uh, to grow your speaking business, then you have to bring that into reality, not just in one facet, but looking at being proactive and looking at the signals of change to then make a change within your business, right? It's about
Ooh.
reality, vision that you
Right.
have, and you have to turn it into reality regardless of the obstacles that are happening out there.
A
But
lot
we,
of people talk about those as being like the cursed house. So how do I go about doing that? So I have this vision of my business, even in this economy. So the first step really is releasing all the belief systems that you've found from whenever past. People have told you whatever the news is telling you. So change your belief system. Then have that big vision, and then the step of, well, how do I do that comes in, and that gets a little cloudy as well. Do you have suggestions on how to go about approaching the steps towards the vision?
well, you have to first again recognize that change is constant, and you have to build your life, build your business, build your career aspirations and what you want to do as though change is. You have to be change, right? Change means that you have to be flexible with what's going on, right?
And there's a
You
lot going on
cannot,
right now,
yeah, you cannot be stiff
yeah.
and go through getting what it is that you want, achieving that vision, turning that vision into reality, because too many things will come that's completely outside of your control.
I love that you mentioned that because so many of us get caught up in those things that are out of our control. And we try to do something about it, worrying about it, stressing about it, when in fact it's not ours
Yeah,
to worry about. There's not a whole lot. Now we can do something about it in our way, right? Like you said, be the leader in your own life. I
yeah,
love that
yeah. What
philosophy.
do we control? What can I control? I
Exactly.
can't control the coronavirus coming. I can't control clients who can no longer afford to pay me for a service. I can't control that my company had decided to lay me off or to fire me. I can't control that my spouse says I want a divorce after spending, 3 months with me in the house and never, and we never had to spend this amount of time together, right? You can't control those kinds of things,
Well,
right?
and
But
it sounds silly when you say it. When you say it out loud, it sounds so silly to think that we even could.
and they say it's an illusion
Yeah.
that you think that you're controlling another person, another company, these natural events that happen, to us. The other thing is that we have to stop ignoring signals.
Oh, and
Mm.
what would those be?
So we have internal signals and
Okay.
external signals that come to us, right?
Hmm.
Those internal signals, when you are in your business, and everything that I'm talking about pertains to your life, your business, and your career, right? Both, all three.
Hmm.
So you have internal signals. When I was in corporate and I knew, see, these signals we know. We know, and I bet you feel it, y'all. You feel it. You know when something is amiss. Something ain't right. Something is wrong. You get that gnawing in your stomach. You get those headaches, right?
Yeah.
You get that uneasiness, that anxiety, that fear. Something ain't right. You feel that. And you feel it in your body, your stomach knot. When you get ready to go to work in the morning, it's like, oh my God, I don't want to go in here today. Right. We know,
Hmm.
but we ignore it. We're running 200 miles an hour with these fleeting thoughts. Oh my God, I don't want to go in here today, but here we go. I'm going. I want to, fleeting thoughts about what we're feeling. Not taking the time to sit with ourselves and say, well, what is this? Gladys, you know you don't want to go up in here today. Why is that? Why you don't want to go up in here today? Because I didn't like where the company was going. And as a leader within the company, what they were wanting me to do. I was very uncomfortable with that. right? Because one of my values is integrity.
Oh.
And part of leadership is taking my values and turning them into action. It's not to act on those when it's convenient for me,
Oh.
but to use my values of integrity regardless of what comes up and regardless of those consequences. Yeah. So it's ignored signals. Those are external ignored, internal ignored signals. But as I said, within businesses, for example, you know when you're not profitable in your business,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a problem. You know, in your life, you're spending too much money and you call it Amazon and you got too many boxes being delivered at Amazon and you're not even opening up the boxes and taking tags off of clothes. You know what's in your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a business owner, how many clients you have and how many clients you need. And that if this one client doesn't sign up for me, I'm not going to have a business anymore. I'm not going to be making. You know that. Those are external signals that's telling you something,
Ah.
right?
Yeah.
In what I said, you see people are fired. You see people are getting laid off. You hear the rumblings. You know that exists. But then I've had people who were surprised that they got laid off. But I mean, thousands of people were getting laid off before them. So, but you ignore the signal.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to deny or you make excuses. Well, it's not going to be me, it's somebody else. So it's about getting real with what is going on within you and what is going on externally and being astute in knowing that so that you are not reactive. You have to realize I'm spending too much and not bringing in enough. And if some change event ever happens, if I get tapped on the shoulder at my job and say you're laid off, what are you going to do, Gladys?
Mm-hmm.
How much money do you have saved in the bank? How long can you pay your bills before you have to have a job? Right? So you can be proactive and you rather than buying the Amazon, I'm gonna buy a little bit, but I'm gonna put more money to side because I need to ensure that I know that change is gonna come. I don't ever know when it's going to come, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm prepared, that I'm ready. I'm going to ensure that I have skills and my skills are updated
Right.
so that if something happens, I can move myself out
Well,
into whatever next thing.
everything you're talking about goes back to be the leader in your life.
Exactly.
It goes back to taking the responsibility to be that leader that you are and to stop hiding your head in the sand
Yeah,
and take a look at what you need to do. So I really
exactly.
appreciate that message. And I love how you put it, be the leader of your life and your
Yeah,
work and your business. And like you said,
exactly.
it's not a title. It's not, an orientation. It's about taking responsibility and be the leader in your own life.
And y'all stop doing this. We want to lead everybody else's life. We want to tell everybody else what they need to be doing, right? And then we all messed up. And all you doing is telling somebody else what you would do.
But you won't do it.
So it has nothing to do
That's funny.
with you. So stop telling other people, trying to lead everybody else's life and telling them what they should do, who they should marry, who they should divorce, why they should divorce. Girl, I can't believe that you still in that relationship. You know you need to get out of there. What is wrong with you? We're trying to tell everybody else how to turn their vision into reality, and we aren't even living our reality.
Good point.
Yeah, we have to focus. Our attention should be focused on what do we need to be doing within ourselves to
Hmm.
achieve the outcomes that we want. But we're so distracted. I said we're running 200 miles an hour with these fleeting thoughts.
Yeah.
We're distracted. We're always checking emails. We're always who notified. I just got a ping. Who is that? Let me check. Going to the refrigerator, going into your world, right?
Yeah,
Going
exactly.
into the refrigerator 20 times a day when you're not even hungry. And
Exactly.
you think that that text message and the eating and the, all of that is based on, that's the distraction, but that's just how we're using our time when we're distracted. What's really distracting us is I'm bored in my marriage. I'm bored at work. I'm overwhelmed.
Hmm.
We're writing a book, right? My book is Dumped, Not Dumped On: How to Stop Reliving the Negative Impact of Rejection in Your Life, Business, and Career. And so, in writing this book, oh my God, I've been distracted. I even cleaned up my room to keep from sitting down and writing this
Oh
book.
my gosh.
So
But that's what we do. That's
we
what
get
we do.
distracted, but the distraction again is not me going and cleaning up my room and the refrigerator and the checks and the emails and whatever we do. The distraction is, oh my God, I'm bored. With my book, it was, I'm overwhelmed.
Hmm.
Or we get distracted and say, let me stop doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Let me stop doing what matters because I have a fear that I'm going to fail.
And it's easier to pay attention to the distractions and be busy for the sake of being busy because it helps you feel better that you're
Yeah.
not doing what, like you said, writing the book. And I was there as well. So I kept finding all these little things to take care of that really I needed to just block out time for my book. So
Yeah. And they just didn't even matter.
yeah,
And the
exactly.
book is very important to me, right? But
Hmm.
once I realize it's because I'm overwhelmed, well, what do I need to do to stop being overwhelmed? Why am I overwhelmed?
Yeah.
What's creating me being overwhelmed with this? And understanding that, and then said, okay, I can do this and this to help subside that. I have this fear of failing because I have this new project that I have to do. I'm opening up a new business. I'm in this new marriage, and what if we get divorced?
Right.
Right? So again, it spans across our whole life, business, and careers,
Hmm.
right? And then we're not doing what matters because we haven't figured out what really matters to us. What do you want?
And
Why
that's
do
really,
you want that? Because if you aren't doing what you really want, then you're just gonna go from here to there to there to there to here, throw spaghetti against the wall and just keep it moving.
and those are two
So
questions that
understand what the distraction is. You're bored, you got a fear of failure, you're overwhelmed, and you're not doing what really counts and what matters in your life. And you need to figure that out. You need to understand it and figure it out. And then I'm bored in this marriage. Well, how can you put excitement back in your marriage?
right. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I exactly agree with you. And the two questions, why and what, I talk to the Facebook Lives I do a lot because those are very important questions. And really, what you're saying, in order to make any change in your life, it starts with you. And take the
Yeah.
time to be with you so that you
Yeah.
can answer those two questions. And then the steps will come to you how to get what you want. Or is this really, like you said, is this job really what I want? A lot of people are changing careers right now, going back to school because they have the opportunity. They're laid off or they're furloughed or they're just questioning. And so it's okay to question, but take some time asking yourself the questions that will
And
produce.
answer.
What?
Not just
That sounds
asking
like
other questions, but stay with yourself long enough to get some answers to those questions, right?
I love it. You are always
Yeah, we
something
just have
great.
to do that because it impacts us, but it also leaves other people cleaning up our messes.
That's true.
When we don't recognize that I'm overwhelmed with, my financial situation, well, somebody else your husband may have to come clean up that mess that you
Right.
made by doing all of that shopping,
Right.
right? Not
Exactly.
figuring things out, that somebody else is going to come and have to clean up your mess.
Be the leader in your own life. Again, I guess it goes back.
Right,
It goes back to that. So, well,
right. They
I
heard
so
things
appreciate.
coming your way, a tornado was coming your way, and then you ignored the signals of the experts telling you that it's going to be coming into your neighborhood. But no, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna ride it out. It's gonna be all right. And you standing by your glass window taking pictures of the tornado hurricane coming your way. And then you're shocked, oh my God, my house is destroyed. You know?
Right.
Oh my goodness gracious. And then people have to come and help you clean up, or you call and the emergency people have to come and, get you out of there, cleaning up your mess because you didn't listen to the experts,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we don't trust.
I agree. I
We
agree with
don't
that.
trust. We don't believe. 79% of Americans uh, don't trust.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And so if you don't trust people, information, leaders, experts, all of that, then how do you know and believe when they say something's coming? That external can be an expert. Something's coming,
Yeah. I
and
feel
you
it.
ignore it because you don't believe, you don't trust.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, Gladys, you've shined a light on a lot of things, and I've had some fun. I hope you have too. I've had some fun because you
Yeah.
make me laugh, but you're telling us the truth, and that's and laughter sometimes is a way of saying, oh my gosh, I just recognized myself, or oh my gosh, I just she's getting a little too close to to me. But I know there's
Keeping it
plenty of
real. Keep it real with yourself because you're only
yep.
lying to yourself, right?
And there's a lot of people that are going to want to learn more from you about how to go about doing that and what you had to offer. What I know you always have something so precious to send to ourselves or to send to everyone. So, what you got for us?
Yeah. So, I want to keep it with this theme around change.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I believe that when you want to make a pivot, because change requires you to change something, and you need to make a pivot. But too often, that change event comes, and then we're pivoting and in a direction that's not the right direction. I'm supposed to
Right.
be over here, but I'm pivoting over here because I haven't figured some things out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want you, when it's time to pivot, to be able to pivot in the right direction. So knowing where you stand today is key to that. And so I will give you the link. I call it the number one key to a better life. And it will take you through 7 key areas of your life where you will reflect on it, set goals for it, rank where it is today. And I think where you all are today and where we all are today, this is a perfect opportunity to sit and reflect about you, asking yourself some questions, and more importantly, answering those questions to set some direction. So I think that would be really a perfect opportunity and a perfect gift, for your audience to begin to make some understanding about leading in your own life.
So, how do they get that from you?
If they can, I will, if you can send me an email, Gladys, Gladys, at ignitewithin.org, ignitewithin.org, then I'll get that to you. If you are in the chat for this Facebook Live and you put in the chat, I want that, I will ensure that you get that.
You make it easy. Thank you. So, I'm going to post this and you let me know if this is right. 7 key areas of our life. Email Gladys at ignitewithin.org. Is that correct?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, thanks so much for being with us. I know you're in the middle of getting your book because it's close to being sent in for final manuscript. So I really do appreciate the time that you spent today, and thank you for.
Thank you. It's been great. You're one of my favorite people, so I, support you. I'm your biggest fan, girl. I'm your biggest fan.
Well, it's mutual for sure. Absolutely, absolutely. And So this will be posted on Facebook. Please share this. If something has resonated with you, please share this to your friends and like and follow both of us on Facebook. And so you can get more of our wisdom.
It's life-changing, life-changing,
It's changing.
life-changing.
Yeah, and I love that message because we don't want to get, we recognize it's changing, but we want to stay stuck sometimes, and sometimes even in our misery. I talk about that a lot. So I appreciate you helping us to recognize it's going to move on without you or with you. Which do you choose?
Yeah.
It's a good message. So good luck on your book. Can't wait to read it.
Thank you. Thank you for coming me, and thank you all for joining. Early birds catch the worm. How do you show up in your life, your business, and career? Keep showing up, even with all the mess that's going on out here. Show up.
I love it. Thanks so much. Bye, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow at 8
Bye.
a.m.